Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I am Leo the Lioness Queen. Hopefully, if you like what you see on this channel, you will make sure that you subscribe and share the video. Hey Black Molasses, hey Just Angel, hey Nomi, hey Candy Cane, hey Subi Honey. You say what? I call a live. Yay, me. Hey, I know. Hey, y'all, at least I kept my promise. I kept my promise, y'all. I told y'all earlier, if you were in the members only, I told y'all that I was going to come and do a live little news segment that I'm trying out, but I did not tell y'all at what time that it was. Okay, so I had to make sure I keep my promise. But thank you all again for those of you who are choosing to still rock with me, even though my lives are sporadic. I'm trying to get it together, but all I can do is just do one live at a time. Yes, the notifications do be tripping. Like I said, I don't go live usually on a consistent basis like I should, but like I said, my members pretty much know what's going on. But anyway, guys, welcome to the channel. And we're going to go ahead and get started with some stories or whatever that I hope that you guys will absolutely enjoy. Okay, I do plan on making this a regular thing just to show you all what is going on in the world. So, the first story that we're going to start off with is the Academy Award winner Louis Gossett Jr. dies at 87. Okay. Um, this comes from the Playbill, where I am speaking from right now at this point. And it says Academy Award winner Louis Gossett Jr. died March 28th at the age of 87. The Coney Island born son of a nurse and porter, Mr. Gossett got his start on Broadway before graduating high school, starring in Take a Giant Step at 17. He enjoyed a robust stage career throughout the mid century, appearing on Broadway in the original mainstream productions of The Death Set, A Raisin in the Sun, Tambourines to Glory, Golden Boy, The Zulu and the Zeta, My Sweet Charlie, Carry Me Back to Morningside Heights, and Murderous Angels. In 1961, Mr. Gossett reprised his role as George Murchison in the film adaptation of A Raisin in the Sun, making his screen debut as the holier than thou man who denies his African heritage. Wait, hold on, guys.
Dang it, Leo, you make it hard for me to just randomly come and sing something when you over here doing a tribute.
Well, why don't you sing a
Can you
tribute?
hear me, Leo?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can y'all in the chat hear
I
me? Is it
I
my
can hear
phone?
you. No, I can hear you.
Oh, I could hear you.
Tell
Girl,
her
I
in
just,
the tell her in the chat that I can hear her. I can hear you, Jadon.
oh, I could hear you. Now I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Well, why don't you sing a tribute song to him? Sing a church hymn or something. I know you got a good church hymn.
Um, no, I don't have a church. I don't have church on my heart because I was coming to sing something about that man that been doxing everybody. So
Oh, okay, okay,
I
okay.
can't I
Well,
can't mix I can't mix goodness and I can't do that. My heart don't let me.
okay. Well, let me ask you this: can you at least say something? Because I know that with you being in this industry, you do know about Louis Gossett Jr. Is there any words that you would like to say? Any parting words?
Yeah, the one of the first movies that I remember that he was in, and it was one of my favorite ones as a little girl. But I, it was a little white girl that he was the gardener for or something like that. What was that little? I have to look it up. But no,
Okay.
I thought he was a real stellar talent, but I just didn't know that you were doing these. But I was just like, oh, let me go ahead and click Leo's link because I was ready to
No, I appreciate you clicking. the link. But yes, I did decide to start the new show off with this. But I appreciate you still hitting the link. It's always a pleasure to hear from you, Jay Dunn.
What? Thank you for that. Studi and Simpson. That's the name of the movie. Studi and Simpson. That was the first time that
Okay.
I knew about Louis Gossett Jr. and I was a little kid when that movie came out. It had to come out in the late 80s, I want to say, and I feel like it was like 1992 or 93 when I saw the movie.
Okay.
It's called Studi and Simpson.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up because I've never seen that. Do you remember what the movie was about?
Yeah, well, it's been so long since I saw it, but I remember I think he was like a worker or a gardener, and he basically befriended her. Befriended Sudie. She was just a little young white girl that used to play around and stuff, and she he was able to show her that black people are not bad because I think
Okay.
that she grew up thinking that black people were scary and all this kind of stuff. And you know how a lot of the times the parents and grandparents of them taught them that about us and our
Right.
ancestors.
The
And
stereotypes.
so, and he was able to show her that there really could be a genuine friendship. And it wasn't inappropriate at all. Like, I think he taught her how to like catch butterflies. It was like a kiddie movie. And that's whenever she changed her heart about how she thought about black people. And that's the main thing that I remember about the movie. But girl, it's been
I
over 20 years
understand.
since I saw it.
Well, I'm actually going to look that up. But thank you for sharing that
Yeah,
memory and stuff.
Sudie and Simpson.
Yeah, make sure you type it in the chat just in case someone else wants to check it out as well. But thank you for
Okay.
hitting the link. Like I said, I'll talk to you later.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll put it up in the chat. All right. Bye, Leo.
Okay. Bye bye. All right. So, hey, just Andrea. Hey, Mimi. So, shout out to Jay Dunn. I had asked Jay Dunn, I think over a year ago, that anytime I went live, no matter what, she was able to interrupt and come and sing a song, but she did not want to do that because of what the subject I was talking about. And I respect Jay Dunn for that. See, Jay Dunn got home training. Okay, she don't act crazy all the time. Okay, she got some home training, and I appreciate you for that, Jay Dunn. Okay, shout out to everybody. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next story. Okay, and this was an interesting one. Okay, and this is concerning Halle Berry. Okay, she had a scare. And so this is coming from People's Magazine. And it says Halle Berry recalls her doctor saying she had the worst case of herpes he'd ever seen, but it was perimenopause. She says, my doctor had no knowledge and didn't prepare me, the 57-year-old actress said. Okay. And before I even read this article, there were a lot of people who were casting judgment on her for even mentioning this. They felt like it was too personal, too much information. But after you actually listen to what she was saying, it is very important because it also goes along with the thing of that a lot of Black women in particular deal with, and that is Black women being misdiagnosed with different things that can affect their health. As a matter of fact, I wish I would have actually put this story within this broadcast as well, but it was a young lady who I think she just passed away from cervical cancer, but they had diagnosed her as having something else. I forgot exactly what it was, but if they would have caught it early enough, she could have had a chance of being saved. But because they misdiagnosed her, thank you, Jay Dunn, because they misdiagnosed her, she ended up, being in too late of a stage for cervical cancer. Okay. But anyway, Halle Berry is detailing the bizarre way she learned she was in perimenopause. Okay, thank you, Subi Honey. Yes, it was fibroids. They thought she had fibroids, and it was actual cervical cancer. Thank you, Sue B. Honey, for that. So during Proper Daily's fourth A Day of Unreasonable Conversation Summit Monday, the actress had a candid conversation with First Lady Dr. Jill Biden about menopause and women's health. The 57-year-old shared that she learned was perimenopause after her doctor mistook her symptoms for herpes. Perimenopause refers to the time where the body starts to make its natural transition to menopause, which marks the end of a woman's reproductive years. Hey, Lynn T. She said, first of all, my ego told me that I was going to skip perimenopause. She began. I'm in great shape. I'm healthy. I managed to get myself off the insulin and manage my diabetes since I was 20 years old. So that makes one think, oh, I can handle menopause. I'm going to skip the whole thing. I was so undereducated about it at the time. She explained that when she was 54, she met the man of her dreams and they started having sex. And she said she recalled having extreme pain after intercourse one day, and so she immediately visited her doctor. She said, I feel like I have razor blades in my vagina. I ran to my gynecologist to ask what was going on. It was terrible, she recalled, teasing that she had no shame sharing her story because it can help other women. He said, you have the worst case of herpes I've ever seen. And I'm like, herpes? I don't have herpes. So, of course, that caused her to go to her partner and be like, okay, what is going on? She thought he was cheating. She thought he had transmitted it to her, but they both ended up getting tested. And she ended up finding out that that was not the case. She said, I realized after the fact that that is a symptom of perimenopause, noting that dryness is a symptom of the transitional period. My doctor had no knowledge and didn't prepare me. That's when I knew, oh my gosh, I've got to use my platform. I have to use all of who I am. And I have to start making a change and a difference for other women. Barry ended the conversation asking the audience to help us change the way culture views women at this stage of life. Um, and I absolutely agree with her. You know, I'm actually going through perimenopause right now. I'm not experiencing that symptom, but what a lot of people do not explain to you, because you'll be surprised how this is not a conversation that many women have, okay, or you're told about. And perimenopause can start as early as 36. Okay, I'll be 43. And they have you thinking that perimenopause just get hot and cold. And it's absolutely not just the only symptom. Every woman deals with it different, but it's so many different symptoms that different women experience that you would be very, very surprised about, because I've been doing research on it myself. I've actually been experiencing it since last year. Okay. And oh my God, it's a lot. Okay. And I remember that I did say we were going to have a conversation on that. And I do plan on still doing that because it's so much that we are not educated on when it comes to that. So again, I'm not gonna lie. When I first read the title, when I was seeing it was going on, as far as her sharing that, I also was one of those people who felt like, okay, Halle Berry, you doing entirely too much. But now I appreciate the fact that she is doing that, because I do think that we definitely need to be more educated on these type of stories. It's just the truth, you know? So that is that story. So we're going to move on to the next one. This is a short one. Oh, let me move my banner. I wasn't realizing that the banner was covering up. Okay. So this is an American YouTuber who is being held for $600,000 ransom, y'all. Okay. And this comes from the Shade Room. Social media influencer, your fellow Arab, has allegedly been taken hostage in Haiti by one of the gangs. Pierre Malouf was on the island to interview the man properly known as Jimmy Barbecue Carizier. I know I'd have messed that up. But anyway, he's the most powerful gang leader in the country. Earlier this year, the United States Department of State advised Americans not to visit Haiti because of its violence. Maylov produces a wide range of content on his YouTube channel, but he is known for the videos of traveling in foreign places and interviewing dangerous people such as cartel members. A State Department spokesman told Forbes that they are aware of the reports of the kidnapping of the U.S. citizen in Haiti, but did not provide further information in its statement. They will keep you updated as more details come. So that is what they are saying. This YouTuber has been kidnapped. He did post a video, but that is what they are saying. I hope that, for his family's sake and definitely for his sake, that he is able to be saved and everything. But at the same time, we are in 2024, and I don't mean no disrespect, but we also have to see if this story is even true. Okay, because there has been cases of YouTubers who have absolutely made up outlandish stories in order to go viral. That's just like the young lady who made up the story about getting hit in the face with a big old brick or rock or something like that. And then remember, we ended up finding out that what she said happened did not happen. Okay, so I'm just putting it out there. I don't know, y'all. So we're going to go to the next story, and this was a very interesting one as well. Texas woman acquitted for voting while on probation. I did not know that this was a crime, but we're about to find out about it. And this comes from the Texas Tribune. Okay. Hold on one second, guys. Okay. A Texas appeal court on Thursday overturned the illegal voting conviction of Crystal Mason, who was given a 5-year prison sentence for casting a provisional ballot in the 2016 election while on supervised release for federal tax evasion. The decision by the Tarrant County-based Second Court of Appeals means she is formally acquitted of the felony voting charge. The court said in its decision that there was no evidence that Mason knew she was ineligible to vote when she cast her ballot, which is a condition that must be met in order to convict her of illegal voting. Mason has maintained throughout the 7-year case that she did not know she was ineligible and would not have risked her freedom if she had. She said Thursday in a statement that her long legal fight, which gained international attention, was devastating. I am overjoyed to see my faith rewarded today, Mason said. I was thrown into this fight for voting rights and will keep swinging to ensure no one else has to face what I've endured over 6 years, a political ploy where minority voting rights are under attack. You said, "Oh, I heard about her. It's sad how they are treating her." Well, she got acquitted. She got acquitted. Yes, it is illegal. That's how they got a lot of us, also former convicted felons, sometimes get caught up as well. Okay, that's interesting. I was not aware of that. I was not aware as far as them taking it to this extent. But as you can see, she says she's gone through this for a number of years. She was actually about to do 5 years in prison. I think that is absolutely terrible. So I'm glad that she can now put this behind her and she can just move on with her life, hopefully, but that's very sad that they are doing things like that. But it's not a surprise, like you said, okay? And so now we're going to talk about a bill that Senator Bernie Sanders is introducing, and it is called the 4-day work week, okay? And this comes from the human resources director.com mag, okay? In a move to address Oh, I'm sorry, this popped up. In a move to address widespread exhaustion among workers, Senator Bernie Sanders has introduced a bill proposing a significant reduction in the standard work week in the United States. The proposal suggests transitioning from the traditional 40-hour work week to a more leisurely 32-hour schedule over the course of 4 years without any loss in pay. The bill also advocates for overtime pay for shifts exceeding 8 hours or weeks extending beyond 32 hours of work. Okay. According to a report from Straight Times, Sanders argues that the current structure, established over 8 decades ago, is no longer suitable for the modern workforce. He cites a significant increase in productivity among Americans, which has surged by over 400% since the implementation of the 40-hour work week. The proposal aims to harness advancements in technology to enable workers to achieve the same level of productivity in less time. Okay. And so there has been a lot of hey Miss Patrice, there has been a lot of talk about a short work week. Okay, we've been hearing about this for a while. I know that when we were going on strike, that was one of the things that we had requested was a 32-hour work week overall. Now there are a lot of companies, big companies though, that's the word, big companies. And like Can't Stop is saying will not happen in healthcare. It depends on the industry, okay, and it depends on how big the actual company is. A 32-hour work week could actually work, especially if you are running a 7-day operation. As many of you know, I used to be on a 32-hour work schedule. I was on it for 6 years before the pandemic happened. Okay, I was on it for 6 years. I worked 3 days, 32 hours, but I got paid for 40 hours. Okay. And I was off 4 days a week. It was freaking wonderful. I worked 12 hours, 3 days. It was absolutely amazing. Now, like I said, at my location, we worked 7 days a week. Okay. So they had different schedules for the 3-day work week. So it actually ended up working. They had a certain number of us to cover, maybe Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the other to cover Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it can work and it has worked. I still don't know why they did not implement it back in. I actually prefer that I had more time, with my kid. I was able to do more when it came to my business. That's when my strawberry business was really popping because I had the time, to do everything. Even though I have more time now with the me being on morning shift, but it can work. Okay. And it would make it to where workers will have more time with their families. They'll be able to have more of a mental health break. There are things that need to work. Now, Can't Stop says with AI taking over jobs, we need to be careful. At the end of the day, AI is here. Unfortunately, is nothing that we can do about it. Either you're going to get with the program or you just going to, I don't know what to do. You get what I'm saying? It's here, unfortunately. Can they completely take away humans? Hell no. Even if they need humans to know how to work on the damn AIs and stuff, as far as the robots, everything like that. Because that's like even at I believe is it Walmart I was hearing how they usually have the self checkout and that's been going on for some years. Well, there was a news article that said recently that they're going to take away the self checkouts and they're going to put them cashiers back at the register. And the reason why is because guess what has went up since they've had it to where people is self checking out. Theft has went up. Okay, so trust and understand. Even though the AI thing is scary, I don't care what no one says. You cannot survive completely without human beings. Walmart is an example of that. I did 312s at the hospital and still had overtime. Exactly. And he is also proposing within this bill that if you do overtime, you still get overtime hours. So and they tell you anyway when it comes to any job or career, either one, that you should not put your life or live your life dependent upon overtime. Overtime is a wonderful thing, but you should not put your life dependent upon that. You need to live within being able to do your 40 hours and anything that you do extra. That's a blessing. That's something extra put in your savings because it's no guarantee that you're going to get overtime. I remember what I think it was 2022 was terrible for us. Okay, we just straight up worked our 40 hours. They didn't want to give us not a second of overtime. But then last year of 2023 in March, the money just started overflowing. But of course, we knew at that time that they were trying to prepare for the strike that ended up happening. But you know, 2022 was rough. But 2023, before the strike, money was overflowing. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot depend on that. Just like you can't even depend on your regular pay. Anything can happen. So just always understand that, You said, yeah, that OT can be misleading. I'm a salaried employee now in home care. Won't happen. Yeah. So, it just depends on, whatever, but it's definitely something to put into consideration. Okay. We do have to change things. And, that's just the way that I see it. So the next thing is another bill that they're going to be doing, and that is here actually in Michigan. It is called the Michigan Students Mental Health. And students in Michigan may soon be able to take up to 5 mental health days. According to this legislation, students will be able to take these days, no questions asked. The legislation will require votes from the House and the Senate before it becomes official. Should students have time off for mental health days? I think they absolutely should have time off for mental health days. We cannot sit there and act as though that children, adolescents, teenagers do not go through things. They are transitioning, they have their hormones going on, and we like to forget that they are people and they have feelings too. And also, with all this technology all over the place, all these the peer pressure in schools is so much that they have to deal with. You be surprised that they can experience stress. That's why me personally as a mother, I make sure I have regular conversations with Melvin. I ask him how he is doing. I pay attention to how he is doing. I know if his mood is off, something is off. I actually pay attention to my kid. Okay. Um, you have to. And if they having a rough time, don't just yell at them and tell them to suck it up. I don't give a damn what these people talking about. Soft parents and all that bullshit. Things are different. Okay. Yes. Get on your kids' ass, make them do what they supposed to do, but also understand that some of the things that our parents did was not the correct way to handle things, even though they did the best that they could. Okay. So there are times in the past where I have shit, I done took a mental health day and then sit up there and let Melvin take one with me. We both done took a mental health day a couple of times. I'm just gonna keep it real. There's nothing wrong with it. Children are human too. Teens, tweens are human too. And I stand by that. So I think it's a good thing. Yes, Naomi, that's right. And teachers too. Teachers also deserve that as well. Lynn T says, I just stayed home when I didn't want to go. My mom was cool as long as those grades were good. I like the idea though. And Jay Dunn says, that bill is a great one. Wait, where is your, okay. That bill is a great one. The schools don't really even allow bereavement for kids, and they should get that just like adults do. I absolutely agree with that. People act like kids do not exist. People act like they were not once kids. That's just like, again, I've said this before in the past, this is going off the subject, but we're going to talk about it. That's just like I used to hate or I do not like when people try to force kids to eat stuff they don't like. I'm like, why are you sitting up there trying to force a kid to eat something? If they don't like tomatoes, why sit there and make them eat damn tomatoes? You don't like cucumbers with your grown ass. You ain't about to sit there and eat nothing that you don't damn like. So why are you sitting up there making them eat something that they don't like? That's a waste of damn money. If you know that your kid don't like hot dogs, why sit up there and buy motherfucking hot dogs? Especially how expensive groceries is. Point blank, period. Y'all better start treating y'all kids right. Understand, you got to get older. All right, you don't want them throwing your ass in the old folks' home because you're sitting up there treating them like crap. Kids remember stuff. I'm just telling you. Okay. Leo, it's so sad that in the D they want to bring trade schools. I pray for parents in schools all the time. But even when it comes to the trade school thing, this is what I think. I don't think that college is for everyone. I think that it's okay to have both. I do not think that college is for everybody. You have some kids to where they need to go to trade school and just learn a trade and go ahead and get them a job instead of sending them to college. They not ready. They barely wanted to be in school. Everybody don't want to be in school for 50 damn years. And it don't mean that they still can't have a good life. I would hate to sit up there, even if you got a scholarship or you pay some. I don't want to be paying no dorm fees and all that stuff if my kid don't want to be there, if he gonna fuck off being there. I'm sorry, I'm just a different type of parent. Do I want my kid to go to college? Absolutely. But if Melvin get 18 and he decide, okay, I just want to work somewhere, I'm not going to knock him for that either. Okay, that's more money in me and his daddy pocket. I'm just keeping it real. I don't raise Melvin in the cookie cutter way to where everything got to go like everybody go. I don't try to compare my kid against nobody or whatever. I learn him for him. And like I said, my biggest thing is for him to be happy, to be successful, to be able to stand on his 2 feet. Okay, understanding that me and his dad is not going to always be here and we're not going to carry him. That's just like another thing. If he don't decide to go to college and he decides to go to a trade school or he get a job or hell, he work where the hell we work at. Like I said, I don't damn know. Okay. I don't care if he want to go play guitar across town. I'm gonna support my son and what it is that he do. But the thing is this also when it comes to degrees, there's nothing against it. I know people, it depends on the type of degree that you get. I know people with degrees that I make 3 times what they make. I'm telling you what I know. Now, is that the case for everybody? Absolutely not. I've been to college. Okay. But again, I know several people who got bachelors, who got masters. And like I said, when it comes to per hour, I make 3 times what they motherfucking make with some college. So it all about what it is that you do that you do with it. You get what I'm saying? And that's just the way. I know I went off into a tangent, but I'm just letting y'all know exactly how I feel. Things are different today. And I encourage any parent, you parent the way that you choose to parent and do not compare your kids against other damn kids. And if they don't make straight A's, that don't mean that they're not going to have a successful life. Let them be who the hell they gonna be. Do not take the light out of their eyes, especially if they are black children, because we have enough people in this world that tries to take the light out of their eyes, the creativity out of their soul. Then you sitting up there doing it at home because you so busy trying to make your kid a damn cookie cutter, trying to compete with everybody and want to sound good, saying, oh, my kid gets straight A's. My kid is perfect, this and that. Okay. Yeah, your ass wasn't perfect. Okay. Let me get on, child. Y'all know I get passionate when it comes to talking about anything when it comes to children. So I'm sorry, y'all. I know I went to all dang on a dang on thing. I know y'all like Leo. What the hell? Most people with degrees say they not worth the money they will be paying for the next 20 years. Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yes, if Melvin want to go to college, I'm gonna make it happen. But if my career is still around or whatever, where I'm at, if it's still around, Melvin got a straight up shoe in. He could start working that motherfucking Chrysler at 18 years old. Okay. making good damn money. Okay. The thing is, as long as he doing what he's supposed to do, and like I said, if at 18, if he ain't ready to leave the house, guess what? Leo ain't putting him out. And I wish anybody would say some shit about it. If Melvin don't want to leave till he's 25, that's what he can do. That's another thing that we need to stop as black people. Throwing our kids out and expecting them to have life figured out. That ain't how that go. Many different nationalities allow their kids to stay at home, get their money up so that when they get out into the world, they're freaking ready. It's like we are the only race that think it's cool to throw kids out and then expect for them to know all about life, like we knew all about life. And if some of y'all did have it together at 18, good for you. Okay, but the average person, no. It takes them time for that light bulb to click on. I ain't saying just let them sit home and do whatever. I'm not saying that. But don't just sit up there and throw them out to the damn wolves and stuff. And like I said, once again, comparing your kids to other kids. Your kid is not somebody's kid. Okay? Right. There you go, Lynn. You want it out of Michigan. You wanted something different. Like I said, Melvin may want something different. My 22-year-old is building while at my house. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Miss Patrice. I left home at 17. Don't judge me. I was grown. I mean, it happens. It happens. Like I said, things were different back then. That's just like you have some of the baby boomers, and I know some of y'all baby boomers maybe get mad at me, but this is the thing that happens, the fight between baby boomers and fucking millennials, okay? And the thing with us millennials is y'all always the baby boomers always I had a house at this, I had a this and that. Okay, y'all houses was $2 back then. Okay. Today stuff is completely damn different. Just like again, you have the fight with, oh, I stayed home and I raised my children. Well, guess what? It's a lot of us that ain't able to do that. Okay. In today's economy, you need a two-person income. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not able to stay at home. Okay. So it is what it is. My parents never did that with me. I moved out when I got married and was damn near 30. Exactly. Exactly. So again, it just varies for different generations. And like I said, that's just what it is when it comes to that. Let me go on, y'all, because I done went completely into a whole nother damn round. But hey, we getting through this the way that we can. Okay, so the next story is about the container ship hits Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. Okay. And so this is the way that it went. So at 1:28 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, a large container ship struck the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. Large parts of the bridge immediately collapsed, sending multiple vehicles into the water, including a group of construction workers. Rescue workers believe at least seven construction workers were on the bridge, but say the figure could be as high as 20. Just to pause there, they said that there were construction workers who were in their cars eating lunch in their different cars, unfortunately. Okay. The container ship, the Singapore flag Dolly, was leaving Baltimore for Sri Lanka. The ship suffered major damage, including, wait, it suffered major damage. The cause of the collision was not immediately clear. The ship appeared to lose power in minutes before the crash. Okay. And I actually do have footage of that. Uh, when you can see as the bridge, I mean, as the ship is approaching, it may be kind of grainy, guys, but as the ship is approaching, you'll see the ships of the lights or the lights on the ship go on and off. So it definitely was losing power. So stand by. Okay, guys, and my apologies. I should have put a trigger warning just for anyone who did not see the actual video. But if you paid attention to the actual video, I know it was kind of grainy, but you could see the lights in the ship actually kind of go on and off. And because of that, they lost control of the actual ship and it ended up crashing into one of the pillars. And you see how easily the bridge ended up coming down. Yes, it did fall like a house of cards, unfortunately. And so I do know that there was one survivor. Okay, there was one survivor, and the other six, they pretty much have given up search efforts, unfortunately. Okay. And then there may be others that unfortunately is still in the water. So they have given up search efforts. Um, I think it's very sad. That's very, very scary. Also with this is a major bridge. And so because of this being a major bridge, and it being down, that's also going to cause a lot of terrible traffic in other parts of Baltimore because there were a lot of people, as you saw, there were cars that were going on that bridge. It's people that depend on that bridge in order to get to work or, get to their homes. Also, is going to affect other cargoes coming in or shipments and everything of produce products, everything. So it's going to be a huge mess. But my definite condolences to those families who had to go through something like that. Again, that just lets you know. And I don't like to be on here preaching and stuff, but I try to come from a real place. We never know what's going to happen in the next moment in life. And that's why you have to basically take your life. Don't take your life for granted. Don't take anybody else's life for granted. Those that you love. We can be here 1 second, gone the next. Just imagine those people probably been driving that same bridge, or even them construction workers been working on that bridge, maybe been working on that bridge for 20 years. And they doing something normal that's normal to them. They normally go to lunch at this time, sit in their car. And for that, and you see how quick it happened. So it's very scary. It's very sad. I hate to see it. I did make sure that I did reach out to those that I know in Baltimore to make sure that they were okay, and they were. And, again, like where me says, my prayers to the family. So um definitely prayers going out to them because that's a lot, y'all. That's absolutely a lot. Okay, so this is our last story, guys. We all know what's been going on with P. Diddy. Like it says on the thumbnail, P. Diddy has had the worst week ever. Okay. Now, the producer Little Rod had brought a lawsuit against him that basically included a lot of different names. Okay, this is after he did the settlement with Cassie, where she basically talked about all the SA things that he did, pretty much pimping her out. And remember, I told y'all that Jan Gay said that Marvin Gaye did the same thing with her, that Marvin Gaye used to pimp Jan Gay out to Frankie Beverly and different other men. So this been going on for a very long time. Okay. But anyway, so two people amongst the many people and the many allegations of drug use and everything that was going on. We know Carisha, she was mentioned, but this young lady right here, whose name is Daphne Joy, that happens to be 50 Cent's second baby mama, who they share a 12-year-old son. I believe Sire is 12 years old. And so she was mentioned in the lawsuit as well as being an ex worker. just like Carisha. And remember that Carisha had been dating Diddy. And remember that Carisha and Daphne were going back and forth online about Diddy. But then they were both being pictured in the same locations separately. But that is what is being proposed is that they were ex workers. Okay. And so 50 Cent being the petty motherfucker that he is, he decided to go ahead and basically say, make fun of her, troll her on the internet, and say, okay, since you an ex worker, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get full custody of my son. Okay. Now, what people do not understand is that Daphne and 50 Cent, they've been in battle concerning their son for a few years. She actually came out, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, and basically accused 50 Cent of sexual abuse and raping her and just a lot of different things. And this is not something that is new. If you go back and look at a lot of reports, she's been saying this. We do know how petty 50 Cent can be. Okay. We know how he was with his first baby mama and his first son. He still don't have nothing to do with him. Okay. And my thing with 50 Cent is you so busy trolling other people and getting in everybody business. And this is my thing when it comes to people, period. Y'all be so busy poking into everybody damn business and be having skeletons of your own falling out the damn closet. But of course, he's come and he said that that's not true, even though there are police reports that show when he came and busted up her place that she was living in real bad. And my thing is this, even if she really was an ex worker, if that's the way that it really went, if the allegations within the lawsuit is true, what 50 have to understand is that your son is living in a social media world. He can read these things. And regardless if she was an ex worker or not, you had a baby with her. She was good enough at the time for you to have a baby with her. That is still the mother of your child. And I'm quite sure that y'all son still love his mama. You got damn kids that got crackheads as mama that probably show they crackhead mamas more respect than kids show parents that ain't on drugs. The point is, most people gonna love their mama. And so it's not a good idea for you to be saying them different things concerning her, even if the shit is true. That goes for regular, everyday people like ourselves, but even more so if you are a public figure. Kids are very much advanced when it comes to this technology. This is the world that they living in, so they see a lot. Okay. Lanty, speaking about Diddy's twins, he was actually pictured out with them today. And they went, I forgot where they went. He took them somewhere. And yeah, he's just going on with his life. Of course, his lawyer have come out, have denied all the allegations. But when it comes to him getting raided and everything, I don't know what's going on. People have come out and have said allegations against Puffy for years. Again, I don't know whether or not he's just a very overly freaky person or these things are true. I don't know either way. All we can do is just sit back and look and see exactly what happens. But this is a story that is continuing to grow legs. Unfortunately, it's just so much that can be said. We'll just see what happens. Jess Angel said his mommy issues are showing again. Yeah, yeah. It's messed up, but that's what's going on. So I guess this is definitely a story that will be hitting up again, you all. Okay. And so I like to always end the show with an inspirational quote. And so the show, the inspirational quote for this show, and I'm sorry guys if my speaking is kind of off. Friendly reminder. Anything that costs you your mental health is too expensive. I'm going to read that one more again. Friendly reminder. Anything that costs you your mental health is too expensive. Everybody that's under the sound of my voice, take your mental health serious. Do not be ashamed if something going on with you, because you can also be doing everything every day, taking care of your business, and you could still be going through something. Depression, different things that are going on. It don't always look like somebody falling out every day. That's just like you have functional alcoholics, you got functional crackheads, okay? You can have functional depression people. Put your mental health first. Do a survey, a check of everything in your life that you have control over. I don't care whether it's where you're living at, the people that you speak with. I don't give a fuck of their family. If they stressing you out, putting too much on you, if when you connect with these people, you feel drained and it's affecting your mental health, get their ass the fuck away from you with no damn apologies about it. Also, when it comes to this social media, if you need to take a damn break, take a motherfucking break from this goddamn social media. Whether you a content creator or if you a damn subscriber. If this stuff started to be too much in your head, if you can't separate this shit from your real everyday life, take a damn break. If you need to speak to someone, go and get a therapist. Do not be afraid to go get a therapist. You ain't got to tell nobody. Technology have advanced so much to where you can actually have therapy sessions online. If you're gonna have your ass online, you might as well have your ass online for some shit that's gonna actually help you. Nobody on this motherfucker, unless they got doctor or PhD or psychotherapist, whatever the hell, MD, whatever the hell crap going on these YouTube streets, they can't be your fucking therapist. They can't help you only so much. Some of y'all got some shit going on that need to be on that couch. And I'm not saying that to be funny. Take care of your mental health, y'all. Because if you don't, you're not going to be good to nobody around you. And that's my honest answer. Okay. I hope that you all enjoyed this broadcast. I definitely will have more coming. I would like to thank everybody that came in here with me tonight. The shows will get better. I appreciate every single one of y'all. And I want you all to have a wonderful night. I'm going to go and relax. I have a 4-day weekend, which I am so thankful for. I'm so thankful for. So if you happen to have a 4-day weekend as well, please enjoy it. Be safe, please. And I'll talk to you all later. Bye, guys.